Well, it's time now for Truth or Fake. I'm joined by Vedika Bahl here in the studio. Vedika, good to have you with us. You're starting off with claims that a young, recently liberated Palestinian prisoner was faking his injuries. Tell us more about that.
Yes, Rochelle, following the latest prisoner and hostage exchange between Israel and Hamas, this particular video has gone viral on social media, claiming that this young Palestinian prisoner, Mohammed Nazzal, has been faking his injuries because allegedly, shortly after being released from prison, he was seen embracing his family members with both of his arms raised in perfectly good health. Now, if we take a look at the video itself, it is in fact a split screen video. One showing a photo of Mohammed Nazzal with both of his arms in a cast, and the other a young man embracing his family, perfectly able to raise his arms intact in the hospital. Now, we have to note that the video is pretty poor quality, so it is difficult to discern specific facial features there, but many pro-Israel accounts claim that this is another example of Pallywood, i.e. the idea that Palestinians are exaggerating or staging Palestinian suffering.
So, Vedika, what's true, what's fake? Are those two boys that we see in the video the same person?
Well, Rochelle, by conducting a reverse image search, I was able to determine that the two young men in this photo and the video are, in fact, two completely different people. Now, the boy with the two casts on his arms is Mohammed Nazzal. He is a 18-year-old Palestinian prisoner who Israel recently released amidst the truce. I was also able to determine that this photo of him is, in fact, a screenshot from a report done by the Palestinian news network, the Quds news network. This was published on December 1st. And in this report, he details the torture that he says he faced at the hands of Israeli authorities in prison. But if this is Mohammed Nazzal, then who was that other young man embracing his relatives in the hospital? Well, through, again, another reverse image search, I found the same video, this time published by Al Jazeera Palestine, where they determined and cleared up that this is another Palestinian prisoner named Mohammed Shatara, filmed in occupied Jerusalem when he was released, meeting his mother in the hospital. And again, if we take a look at the video published by Al Jazeera, we can see that this time it is much better quality there, and we're able to determine those exact facial features to make sure that this is, in fact, a completely different person. So whilst these two Palestinian prisoners do share a first name, they are, in fact, completely different people, and that claim that we saw there is entirely false.
So, Vedika, what is the story behind this young man with the broken arms, Mohammed Nazzal?
Well, there has been some controversy surrounding the health and the state of health of Mohammed Nazzal after he was liberated from Israeli prison, which is where he has been held without charges since August. In fact, many Arabic-speaking media have released footage of him with his two arms in the cast, where he, in videos where he talks and details more about the violence and the abuse that he says he suffered in Israeli prison at the hands of the authorities. Now, in response to this, Israel have released their own video saying that he is lying. They say that this video shows Mohammed Nazzal being released from Israeli prison in perfectly good health, and that also it shows him boarding the Red Cross bus that took him back to Palestinian territories, again, in a perfectly good state of affairs. However, the fact that he's not in a cast isn't really enough for us to ensure and to prove that he was faking those injuries there. I was able to find another video published by Al Jazeera. This was shortly after he had arrived back in the Palestinian territories with both of his arms, again, already in the cast. And this said that he had arrived back in Ramallah around 2 a.m. On November 28th with, again, his arms bandaged. Now, according to Czech News, with whom this young man gave an interview, he actually cleared up that he received treatment for his arms. His arms were actually bandaged and put in the cast by the Red Cross organisation in the bus. As he boarded the bus, that's where he had his arms treated there. And that does seem to be consistent with his medical records, which were obtained by Ms. Bahl. Here we can see all of his all of his results for that treatment there. We can also see he was seen by a medical practitioner on the 28th of November at around 2:58 a.m. So it is consistent with the time and date of his release. And his family also published images of him receiving an X-ray as well. Now, BBC Fact Check finally also have done their own verification where they confirmed all of the above as well. They also stated that there's numerous accusations by at least 6 Palestinian prisoners who accuse Israel of mistreatment in the prisons, although for its part, Israel affirms that it holds its prisoners in accordance with the law. Rochelle.
All right, Vedika, as ever, thank you very much for our Truth or Fake segment.